Have you ever felt like wealth was something that only other people get to build? Like no matter how hard you work, there's always too much month left at the end of your money, and then someone says, just save a little every day. It adds up. And you're like, really? $5 a day is going to change my life? Please. Yeah, I hear you. But what if you've been looking at money all wrong? What if real wealth isn't built with luck or big paychecks, but with quiet, small moves, made again and again, when no one's watching? You don't need a lottery ticket. You don't need to flip houses or chase crypto trends. And you don't need to wait until you're old and gray to see results. What you do need is the truth. The truth about how money actually grows. The truth about how people with average incomes are stacking up extraordinary wealth over time, without shortcuts, without stress, and without a single cent wasted. And today, I'm going to show you how it's done. No fancy tricks, no fluff, just a plan. Built for real people, living real lives, with real bills. So if you've ever felt stuck, behind, or like you're too late to the game, this moment, right now, could be the turning point. Because what you're about to learn might just rewire the way you think about money. Forever. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your paycheck and thought, there's just no way I can build wealth with this? You're not alone. A lot of people feel stuck in that exact same loop. Working hard, barely saving anything, and just trying to keep up with life. And then someone tells you, you just need to start investing. Yeah, right. With what money? But let's slow down for a second. Because the truth is, it doesn't start with big dollars. It starts with small, simple habits and a change in how you think about money. Think about this. What if the reason most people stay broke is because they only focus on what they don't have? They say, if I made more, I'd save. If I had extra, I'd invest. But what they don't realize is, it's not about having a lot. It's about starting with a little and doing it on purpose. Let's talk about $5. Yeah, just 5. The kind of money most of us spend without blinking. A soda here, a fast food run there, maybe a random purchase on an app you forgot you even downloaded. Now imagine this. Instead of spending that $5 on autopilot, you set it aside. Not once in a while, but every single day. $5. That's not going to change your life today. But what if you did it tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that? That tiny action, repeated daily, starts to build a rhythm. And that rhythm? That's your momentum. See, real wealth isn't built in giant leaps. It's built in quiet, invisible steps. Steps that feel small, steps that most people ignore. But here's where it flips. If you keep showing up for your future self with that same $5 every day, and you put it in the right place, you'd be shocked at what it turns into. And no, we're not talking about magic. We're not talking about hacks or schemes. We're talking about discipline, routine, and a little bit of trust in the process. Because while everyone else is waiting for a raise or a lucky break, the people who win are the ones who just start. It doesn't matter if it's $5 or $500. What matters is the habit, the system, the mindset. You don't need permission. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to start where you are, with what you have, and make a choice. Because if $5 is going to disappear anyway, why not make it disappear into your future? All right, so now you're thinking, okay, let's say I do start saving that $5 a day. What's it really going to do for me? Let's get real for a second. If you just save that $5 under your pillow, guess how long it'll take you to become a millionaire? Over 500 years. Yeah, not happening. But here's where it gets interesting. If you let that money work for you, instead of just saving it, everything changes. Let's break it down. You take that same $5 daily, and you put it somewhere that actually grows, not a piggy bank, not a coffee can, but into something designed to multiply your money over time. Now, I'm not talking about gambling. or chasing trends. I'm talking about smart, steady, long-term investing, the kind that doesn't keep you up at night. Imagine this. You consistently invest that $5 a day, every day, without skipping. You don't panic when the market dips. You don't try to time it perfectly. You just let it grow, quietly, in the background. Over time, that investment, even with just average returns, starts to snowball. Because when you invest money, that money can earn more money. And then that money can earn even more. That's called compound growth. And it's one of the most powerful forces in the financial world. Now here's the wild part. Let's say you're not some investing genius. You just get the average return that the stock market has delivered over the last few decades, around 10% a year. Not a promise, not a guarantee. But historically, that's been the average. So, just $5 a day. You stick with it for 40 to 45 years. You don't throw in extra money. You don't chase the hype. You just stay consistent. That small daily habit could grow into over $1 million. Let that sink in. No massive paycheck, no complicated strategy, no magic, just $5. Over time, in the right place. And the best part? You don't need to spend hours researching. You don't need to predict the future. You don't need to become an expert or take on crazy risks. All you need is a simple system that does the heavy lifting for you. The idea is, take your small, consistent investment, put it into something strong and diversified, and automate it. That's it. Set it and forget it. While everyone else is glued to the news, panicking every time the market shakes, you're building quietly, without stress, without noise. You let your money go to work, so you don't have to. And sure, the markets go up and down. That's normal, but over time they tend to go up. That's the difference between people who get rich slow and people who never get started at all. So if you're still thinking, $5 won't do anything, just remember $5, with a little patience and a smart plan, can turn into something most people only dream of. Okay, so now you know. It's not about having a lot. It's about what you do with what you already have. But there's one more thing we have to talk about. Because this is where most people fall off. They start. They get excited. They make their first few investments, and then the market dips. They panic. They pull their money out. And they stop before the real growth ever begins. That's the trap. You've got to remember, wealth is a long game, not a sprint, not a shortcut. It's a series of smart, boring, consistent decisions over time. So when the news says recession, when your account looks like it's shrinking, that's not the time to run. That's the time to hold. Or even better, buy more. See, wealthy people don't get scared when prices drop. They get focused. They see discounts, not disasters. Because when things go on sale, that's opportunity. That's how fortunes are built. So if you really want to win, you've got to build that mindset. Stick with it. Stay calm. Stay consistent. Even if you only have $5 a day. Even if you're not an expert. Even if you're just starting now. You can grow wealth. You can build freedom. You just have to decide to stop waiting and start moving. Because if you don't, one day you'll look back and realize you weren't missing the money. You were missing the discipline, the vision, the system. And listen, it's never too late. But the sooner you start, the more time you give your money to grow. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, open a brokerage account. Pick a simple, diversified fund. Set a daily, weekly, or monthly auto invest. Start with whatever you can, even $5. And then, just let it ride. No emotion, no panic, just faith in the long game. If you do this, if you truly commit, your future self will thank you in ways you can't even imagine yet. So, what's stopping you? Not money, not time, just the decision to begin. And guess what? That decision, you can make it today. If this video made you pause and think, don't just scroll. Drop a comment. I'm starting today. Subscribe for weekly videos that help you build wealth, one smart step at a time. And if you want more clarity on where to invest, how to automate, and how to grow your financial mindset. Check out the free resources linked below. It's your money. It's your time. It's your move. Let's build something real.